But yeah, okay. So this part five. This is the last part. But honestly, I feel like a lot of people do set themselves up in situations like that in those type of relationships, whether it be relationship, friendship, an employee to an employer. You know what I mean? Where people constantly, you have a, it's like a one sided relationship. You out, they always asking you for stuff, asking you for stuff. You know what I mean? And you can never ask them for anything. But a lot of times we really set ourselves up in those type of situations. I'm gonna tell you, it's one situation in my life, right, with somebody very close to me, where I will always ask like, hey, can you help me with this? Can you help me with that? You know what I mean? And I'm always asking for their help. But here's the thing, though, right? They never ask me for anything, and it's not because I can't provide. It's not because I haven't offered. They just never ask. You know what I mean? And in the crazy part, the insulting part, which is why I say a lot of self righteous people really don't mess with you for real, is you can offer them something and they'll be like, nah, I don't want it. I could come, you know what I mean? Out of all you've done for me, if I give you something back, you don't even want it. Really? You know what I mean? This very self righteous of you, you know. But then these are also the people that will complain, saying that you only come around when you want something. But when I'm around and I offered you something in return, returning the favor, you didn't want it. You know what I mean? You didn't want it because it wasn't what you were used to, or it was something that, I don't know, whatever reason you came up with, you didn't want it. You know what I'm saying? And I give this to you because you didn't even ask. You know, it's a very self-righteous relationship to be in. Honestly, to be real with you, one of my grandmamas was like that. She'll give all the time, give all the time, give all the time. But she was a Taurus too. You know, Taurus are known for control. But anyway, she was a very giving woman. But she hated accepting gifts and she hated accepting help from people. Now I don't know what her trauma was behind it. I really don't. But she hated it. And when she asked for something, it was always like the minimum. Like she was afraid to like get in your way or bother your life. You know what I'm saying? She was afraid to bother you. You know, I don't know what her trauma was behind it, but that pissed me off so bad. But you know what the crazy part about it is? I know it where I come from, the South, especially. I see this a lot in the South, especially with like older women. It's like they always want to give you stuff, right? They always want to give you stuff, but they don't ever want to receive it. No, you my baby, you my son, you my daughter. I don't mind giving you this. You know what I'm saying? I did drives me crazy, but you know a lot of men do that down here too. A lot of them do that down here too. Now I don't know what the trauma is behind this situation or why people be like that, but I realize like a lot of times when people go through a lot of stuff in their life, right? And they still try to be good people, so they still like real giving and stuff like that. But when you try to do nice things for them, depending on who you are to them, right? Because they'll accept certain things from certain people, but sometimes they won't accept things from certain, you know what I'm saying? They want to accept things from certain people, and it's like a lot of times they want to accept things from you because you younger than them. You my granddaughter, you my baby, you my son, you my daughter. So they hate help, they hate advice, they don't like asking you for stuff. You know what I'm saying? And then it's like when you see places, and I spoke about this with the I actually spoke about this the other day when I was talking about mama boy relationships. It's sometimes you inherit mama trauma because mama don't want to change. She don't want to accept help. You know what I'm saying? But I see that a lot where I come from. It's like a lot of older people always want to give you stuff. They want to give you. And really that's selfish because that's not a relationship. You've done so much for me. Why I can't give you something back? You know what I'm saying? That is so selfish. That is so selfish. They don't want to accept advice. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to accept help. They don't want anything from you that's outside of their comfort zone or what they feel like they quote unquote deserve from you because they still have this, they have to have this control over the situation You know what I'm saying? Like what I was talking about earlier. Like when people give, is they the same as selfish ass people? They the same because it's about control. And I don't know where that trauma comes from. But sometimes people do it self-consciously and sometimes people do it maliciously. But either way, sometimes people will literally not ask you for help because of whatever their own traumas are. And then they'll turn around and say, you only come over here, you always asking for stuff, I'm always giving you stuff. Yeah, but when I tried to give you stuff, you didn't want it, you didn't like it, you didn't appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, child. But yeah, that's just my 2 cents. But I always say, be in a relationship where it's 50-50. I give you something, you give me something. I ask for something, I ask, you know what I'm saying? 50-50. I'm a 50-50 person as far as relationships go. Somebody else might be a 75-25. I'm a 50-50. I don't play that. But yeah, y'all be great.